everyone, and welcome to another high-low game of Age of Empires. Today, it's Muhammad Ali's float like a butterfly technique versus Mike Tyson's get all up in your grill technique, as Hera, playing as the Huns in blue, gets ready to take on Sebastian, playing as the Teutons in yellow. Now all the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to get their butts up to Feudal Age ASAP. Not a bad time for us to take a look at the Civ matchup that we are going to be watching today. Now, the Huns, a civilization designed to take the fight to its enemy with speed and mobility. Their cavalry archers famously, notoriously, and progressively get cheaper as the game goes on. 10% off in Castle, 20% off in Imperial. Their trebs fire more accurately at units, and their stables work 20% faster, which is great because, like the Goths, you can actually upgrade your structures, in this case the stable, to train your unique unit, the Tarkin. This is a medium cavalry unit with a good amount of pierce armor and attack bonus against buildings that makes it absolutely amazing at tearing down things in the late game. Now, to support its military, take a look at the top of your screen where my mouse is very coolly circling. You'll notice that the Huns start every game with 200 population already available. They don't need houses, and they don't even get houses, basically, which does free up a little bit of villager idle time and wood collection time and building time and moving time and all that kind of jazz, and basically has led to the infamous Huns are Huns. One of the super cool features of them: no houses needed, no houses available, although this feature does come at the cost of 100 wood right from the very beginning of the game. Now let's take a look at the north of the map, where we've got Sebastian playing as the Teutons, a brawler civilization designed to literally take a punch to the face. All of their barracks and stable units get free extra melee armor in Castle, and then even more in Imperial. Their siege units can be upgraded to get a +4 melee armor boost. Their towers have extra space for more units to garrison inside and fire extra arrows, by the way. And the same goes for their town centers. If you click a Teutonic town center, you'll notice garrison space is 0 out of 25 compared to the more usual way. You know, we got to watch the boar die. And there it goes, compared to the more usual 0 out of 15. By the way, they also get murder holes and herbal medicine for free, which means Teutonic units can heal super lightning fast inside castles while they're protected against melee units. And those very same Teutonic castles, not only can they be upgraded to get extra range, which is ridiculous, but they can also be upgraded to fire arrows when garrisoned by infantry, which is a pretty big deal in this game, since it's usually only villagers and archer units that add arrows to a castle. Now, once the battle actually starts, all Teutonic units have a much higher resistance to conversion, and if they're hurt, they can be healed by monks from twice the distance, which is great news for their unique unit, the Teutonic Knight. This is a pretty darn slow. And why is it slow? Because it is incredibly heavily armored and incredibly powerful, and it is an infantry unit, so it's very good that they have that resistance to conversion. Now, to support a big hungry population, Teutonic farms are 40% cheaper than usual, and so you should have no excuse for your lumberjacks not to get the wood to plop down about 1 million of them as the game goes on. So these are the two civilizations we've got in front of us. Like I said, you got your Mike Tyson, get all up in your grill, punch you, get punched right back, dip and dodge, versus the more graceful, I'll kill you from a bit more of a distance, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, Muhammad Ali style. At least that's my interpretation of the civs. Feel free to agree, disagree. Let me know in the comments below. Am I making too much of it? Am I interpreting things too much? My other alternative intro, I'm just going to mention this because it's a fun factoid for any history buffs. I was going to mention how during World War I, the Americans and the Britons used to call the German troops, which I guess in this case the Teutons, medieval Germans, I guess, let's extend your imagination a little bit, used to call the Germans, where are these Germans going, these Teutons? They used to call them the Huns. And I was trying to come up with a clever introduction to say the Huns versus the Huns and this, and then I was thinking, why the hell did they call them the Huns? I mean, the Huns were, I think, the people that settled east of the Rhine or north of the Rhine. I can't remember exactly my Roman history, whereas the Huns are, of course, the Huns. And it ultimately, interestingly enough, has to do with the Boxer Rebellion in China, where the Kaiser Wilhelm gave a speech to his troops that basically said, behave like the Huns, be the scourge, or something like that along those lines. So for history buffs, if you were wondering why the hell the Allied powers were calling the Central Powers lead singer, let's say the Germans, pardon me, The Huns? Well, there you go. Now you kind of know. It has to do with a speech that the Kaiser gave regarding the Boxer Rebellion. Who the hell knew? Isn't history amazing? You know what else is amazing? Sebastian already moving forward. I don't think that Hera's caught wind of this. He might lose a villager here. He does lose a villager. And the first kill of the game going to our Teuton, draws first blood. Has Hera even seen? Hera hasn't even seen where the attack is coming from. And he will now with his one Spearman. Spearman have not terrible line of sight, to be fair. He doesn't see the secondary structure being built here, but Sebastian quickly moving in, quickly removing Hera's defender's advantage. And Hera garrisoning his villagers a little bit too late. Sebastian, oddly enough, taking a fight inside of here. It looks like Hera's on the other side of the map, by the way. Oh, okay. Hera does even up the kill count, but now his Spearman is in jeopardy. Hera is on the other side of the map. He is getting some good scouting done. We'll see if he can get anything accomplished. I'm more interested in seeing how much pressure our Teuton, our rootin' Teuton, can put on our Hun right now. By the way, if I'm wrong about that, the speech of the Kaiser and the Boxer Rebellion and all that stuff, let me know. I'm always happy to be corrected, but I think I've been trying to avoid Wikipedia of late. Not too sure they've been accurate. I remember reading an article recently as I was, ooh, Hera gets a second kill, does garrison villagers in time this time, and does manage to pick off Sebastian Spearman. I remember reading a little while ago, there was an article I was reading about ancient Rome, and as you know, us history nerds, or buffs, as I guess we like to call ourselves these days, savants, let's say. I was reading about Rome, and there was something in there about how the Romans invented beer, or something and then I Googled it, and it turns out there's like some kid who is just going around editing Wikipedia articles, inserting random little lines that are completely incorrect into otherwise 99.99% correct articles. So anyway, take what you read online with a grain of salt. Our Teuton putting down a tower. This is going to be pretty scary unless he doesn't bring more villagers. Teuton towers, instead of the usual 5 garrison space, have 10 space inside of them. Okay, players kind of dipping and dodging, trying to avoid javelins from these skirmishers. So this is kind of scary. It's kind of not. If the attack lasts, the Huns really have a significant weakness in their defensive capabilities. Number one, can't build houses. Not only don't need houses, but can't build houses. So walling off is a little bit more difficult. Although, ooh, look at this. A little bit of stone being spent here. But they also don't have even the Huns' guard towers, keeps. No fortified walls, no hoardings, no architecture, I think. Whereas the Teutons can shove in a whole bunch of villagers into their towers. They get all the tower upgrades. I think they also don't get architecture. That's neither here nor there at the moment. Although, you know, when you see an attack like this as the caster, as the viewer of the game, and there's no villagers on stone, you kind of have to wonder what the hell was the point of this tower. Did he just place it and say, hey, if I get something done, I'll put some villagers on stone? Because right now he doesn't have any. And I haven't even had time, jabbering as I have been for the last 14 and a half minutes, about the Huns and the Boxer Rebellion, things that have nothing to do with this game that we're watching. I haven't even had time to look at where the resources are, and it looks like primary stone and secondary gold for our Hun are in effect being lamed. Although tower has been abandoned. No villagers on stone for either player. Not that Hera needs it. Looks like his tower is going to last a lot longer than Sebastian's. And now Sebastian's done. Now he's heading away. Both players have killed a villager or the other. One underneath the tower. One we saw was the first kill of the game. 5 kills to 3 in favor of our Hun. And that's it. We are donezo. What's inside of you? A couple of skirmishers. Hera's so confident that the tower will collapse, and it collapses in that beautiful animation that he even brings in a few skirmishers. I like, by the way, that Hera has gotten the sheep, but such a gentleman. He has not taken the sheep. He has not done with the sheep as he will, and so leaves them there. He's not exactly going to give them to Sebastian. Let you discover your own damn sheep. But he's also not going to teeth the sheep. Bye-bye, wolf. Okay, this might be bad for Hera here. Players are both starting to gather their food counts. The 2 skirmishers from the archery range have been forced out to join the rest of their friends in killing Hera's army. And killing it they do. Oh my goodness. Hera finally takes the high ground after a whole bunch of low ground action here. And this is where Sebastian can really abuse the fact that unlike himself, Hera cannot use houses as part of a wall off. What a drawback. Like I said, Huns are Huns for various reasons. And they're just such a powerful, quick civilization. On the other hand, when you're getting attacked into, oh, you gotta try real hard. More skirmishers. I see more dots on the left, on the right. Hera starting to pump out scouts, not Magyar, so he is paying full price for them. Now the good news for Hera, these are just skirmishers, and so while they may pick off a villager or two here and there, he will, of course, preemptively pull the vills. More and more dots. Mostly yellow. Army count 18 to 3. And Sebastian is only down 1 villager. Isn't that insane? That number? By the way, has Sebastian just not seen these sheep? Okay, he's been here. Has he not? How did he not see the sheep if he already has vision of this part of the map? Interesting. Interesting and odd. Going back for another villager and the javelins. Not too sure who the hell got the kill there. But somebody in that massive yellow army, 21 to 4, got the kill. And what a fantastic play out of our Teuton. He says, you know what? I'm putting on all the aggression. I know who I'm playing against. The one thing that he will do is counterattack me and try to cause chaos in home base so that my army either has to retreat or I don't micro the army and kill his units. So what am I going to do? I'm just going to create a little enclave for myself, a little egg-shaped enclave. North, east, south, all complete. The west, ooh, just by the... Ooh, okay, Sebastian, beautiful. Both of these players with their micro, so impressive. I mean, he could have let that villager just naturally finish the one palisade and go to the next, but no, he saw those cavalry units a coming, and he did it himself. Bit of a traffic jam here to get into this palisade. And again, these are just skirmishers, not Castle Age. We are firmly in the feudal. Nobody's got any resources to go up to the Castle Age at all. Sebastian's got the gold. Hera almost has the gold, but now his primary's been lamed as well. Although secondary, as we saw with the tower falling for our Teuton, not exactly at risk. So what's the name of the game here for Hera? He is going 10 scout units. Has he revealed them? No, there's 4 in here. 3 in here. Sebastian has not seen the second stable. And to be fair, if Hera can crush, ooh, I don't know, 5 spearmen, he's going to need a lot bigger army than 10 scouts. 10 scouts with forging, though, is not bad. Sebastian avoiding upgrades. He is clicking up to the Castle Age, though. And Hera with the villagers catching out a little bit of the spearmen. And I think that's it. No, pardon me. There are 3 left. Not too sure where they are. They were all surrounded here. And with the spearmen gone, I don't know, the skirmishers. We saw eagles chasing skirmishers, but eagles are a lot slower than scouts. Scouts. Bloodlines, but no husbandry. Okay. And just like that, blink and you'll miss it. The Hunnic army just swarms over the Teuton. And this is where walling off your base is incredibly prescient. I mean, there's nowhere here that Hera can access. There's a villager here to go down here. There's villagers here to cover the east side, villagers to cover the north. Oh yeah, Sebastian is perfectly walled in here. Hera should know that. And he should probably maybe focus his attack on getting rid of these structures because more and more skirmishers are coming. Bloodlines now for our Teuton. Castle Age for our Hun. And let's see what Hera can get to accomplish on the other side of the map, if anything. Sees the stable, sees the other stable as well. By the way, there is a palisade gate, palisade wall, pardon me, behind here. And so I love Sebastian's construction here. Knights and Bosa, and forging for himself as well. So he has 1 armor upgrade on the knights. Remember, anything that comes out of a Teutonic stable automatically comes with +1 melee armor now that we're in the Castle Age. Hera's preemptively walling himself in. Why are you taking the wood here right next to the structures when you can just... Okay, he is taking it down here as well. But oh, Sebastian! Sebastian is just everywhere. Now Teutonic Knights. Lowercase k without husbandry. One of the weaknesses of their cavalry line is that they just do not get husbandry. Are very slowly running away from these scouts who in 30 seconds will be in Castle Age. Looks like the villagers swarmed and surrounded one of the skirmishers, but now the knight is here, and with the knight here, there's not too much they're going to be able to do. 2+2 armor is a lot of armor, and now a second knight comes in. So to the north, we've got knights. To the south, we've got knights. And Hera's base is yet again being squeezed by the Teuton. And again, abusing the lack of housing. Another villager, 7 villager kills to 1. Okay, I mean, Hera has the numbers here. Let's take a look at the HP. Okay, the one on the right, the yellow knight, is dying. But oh, ever so slowly. And Hera focuses his attention on the weaker knight. It does have the high ground. Okay, so a bit of a massacre for both players. One losing trash, one losing food only, but we've got those 10% cheaper cav archers en route. Hera does have 13 villagers on wood. If he had kept this lumberjacking operation up and running for a bit longer, ooh, he would have so much wood for his cav archers. Right now, he's still at 305, which is not terrible. Has killed the knight, but not before losing a bunch of more villagers. Yikes. Let's see what's going on. We've got more Teutonic knights. Sebastian is just not stopping. Hera, for his part, does have a husbandry, so he can kite these knights all the livelong day. Oh my goodness. I didn't notice if he had the high ground there, but look at Hera pulling Sebastian's knight into a bit of a trap. You thought you were chasing the weak one, and out comes the healthier one. Cav archers chasing, pardon me, but oh, okay. I like the use of just one skirmisher. This is why I said, why are you doing it here? Because one skirmisher here, one skirmisher here, and Hera's attention has to get pulled over. Where is this villager? Is this open? Where did that villager come from? I feel like this is open. Or maybe the villager just went there, got stuck, and then turned around. Cav archers continue to circle, and they've also discovered a siege workshop. A siege workshop with 3 scorpions. But it is, in fact, Hera who's going to get ballistics. Okay. Not too sure the Teuton's going to be able to bust into here. But let's see what happens. If you can pop out scorpions at the opportune moment, there we go. Even without ballistics, this close. And they're picking off a little bit of HP here and there. Hera just absolutely getting blindsided by these structures that our Teuton is plopping down. First the archery range and the barracks, now the siege workshop. Okay, trying to convert Teutonic units is a pretty fun thing to try to do, and Hera splits his cav archers. Let's see the micro here. He's facing 4 scorpions with a repairing villager, meaning these scorpions are never going to die unless he can kill the villager. But to be fair, Sebastian probably shouldn't be chasing into here. Probably should add a monk or 2 to start healing up some of these slower moving knights. But does he care? He's going for the vill kills. He's going for the economic throat. 20 villager kills. 22, 23, 24, 26. Okay, again, it seems like the villagers surrounded and helped kill a unit here. Hera presses back, but things are not looking good for our Hun. He is down half the eco. 33 villagers to 60, and he realizes that he knows it. And wow, Sebastian with the aggression. I mean, there's been some discussion on my wall. Oh my goodness, I'm looking stuck in the Facebook days on in certain comments here and there. How do you beat Hera? This is how you beat Hera. Number 1, let's not ignore the fact that there's no houses available to wall any of this in. Now, there are palisades. There's, you do get walls. So I'm not too sure why he didn't try to wall in any portion of his base. But kudos to Sebastian for just abusing the fact that the Huns generally are pretty open. Number 2, the secret sneaky barracks, then the archery range, and then this, which clutched it. I mean, still no ballistics, which means, okay, not going to be the most effective against Hera's micro, probably. But he's down in army count. He's down basically 100% in terms of economy, which is ridiculous. I mean, Sebastian just off of one town center, putting on the aggression. He's killed 28 villagers. Now, if you added the 28 villagers back and the 1 villager that Hera killed, they would be at the exact same 61 villagers, which is something that doesn't always happen. But isn't that funny? Hera would be at 61, Sebastian would be at 61. So both players really with the one town center. Idle time, oh my goodness, half an hour game, 1 minute 30 seconds for the other player. Oh my god, what amazing TC idle time. But Hera has not dislodged these structures. There's now a stable in the middle, which, okay, he has actually seen. So he has gotten vision of that. And now he's just being, look at the map. He's just being smothered. And the villager is still alive, by the way, ready to construct anything with that 580 wood that Sebastian has. So it's literally from minute one when he got the villager kill here, Sebastian has just not left this base. He's spent more time in Hera's apartment than he spent in his apartment, and manages to absolutely wreck the economy, catch Hera's villagers completely off guard. Lumberjacks up here, lumberjacks down here. This is untouched. This is untouched. And this is barely touched. Wow, Sebastian doing an amazing job. Oh, by the way, tertiary gold and secondary stone also lamed. So of the 5 resources that Hera has to start the game with, in a bit of a cup shape, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all 5 have been at one point lamed this game. The primary gold being lamed right now, but the extra gold and stone and the main stone and extra gold behind that tower, Hera just never reclaimed this part of the land. And wow, I mean, I've said wow like 1,000 times already, but I'm incredibly impressed. If you want to know how to beat Hera, this is definitely a roadmap, to say the least. I mean, he tried to go for the cav archers. He tried to abuse the Teutonic slower moving cavalry. And to be fair, if you're going to go melee against the Teutons, you are looking for a Mike Tyson knockout uppercut to the face, because look at that 5 melee armor just for free with the +1. It would have been 4 for everyone else, but it's 5 for them. So kudos to Hera for going pierce armor, the more, you know, float like a butterfly, sting like a bee routine with the 8 attack against the somewhat lower, but still impressive 4 pierce armor of his opponent. Cav archers to knights. The rest is just feudal age. PKPM for both players above 200. Fascinating. 29 minutes in. Wow. We're going to have to go back and see. I mean, this is 45 seconds apart. We'll go and take a look at what happened at that time exactly. But economy is about 20% bigger. Nothing too crazy. No relics just yet. Nobody's going on stone. That's why I was saying in the beginning of the game, it's when your opponent tower rushes you, but they're not mining stone. Not that Hera would know if Sebastian is mining stone or not, but usually those villagers here would put a mining camp, start tiefing their opponent's stone. None of that was happening. There's no real longevity to the push. So you kind of know you can get rid of that tower. And once you get rid of the tower, it's basically no more towers for your opponent. Economy, yeah, no surprise. Our Teuton going full on one whole building destroyed, which is that one tower. And yeah, it's always fun to play against the Huns because the buildings destroyed is always so much lower since there are no houses. But 28 villagers killed, still 158 total kills. Hera killed a lot more military, but our Teuton lamed the economy so bad again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the starting resources. Look how far Hera had to go to lumber camp the forest, and Sebastian discovered it almost immediately with those 2 skirmishers. So I don't know what Hera could have done here. Should he have focused on destroying these structures? Should he have focused on going up to Castle Age? Could he have even gone up to Castle Age faster than his opponent? I don't know. The aggression from Sebastian just non-stop smothering him, not with kisses, but with death. And with that smothering of death, it is Sebastian, our Teuton, the Hun in World War I, confusingly, who takes the W, but GG to both players.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.